Hey everyone, this is Elenbaas from Nightlight Astrology. Happy Monday, everybody, and happy 2023. Hope you guys had a fantastic weekend and that you were able to bring in the new year in a meaningful way. I am coming on today to just give a few announcements about what's happening with the Kickstarter, where we ended up, and what will be happening this week with Kickstarter reward fulfillment. So if you donated to the Kickstarter, it's really important that you listen to this so that you have an understanding of both what we accomplished so we can celebrate together and also how your reward will be delivered to you. So I'm going to go over that today. So before I get into that, I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody. We had a wildly successful Kickstarter this year. We raised the support of 1,776 backers, as well as $426,574. That is unbelievable. I mean, just unbelievable. If you ever would have asked me 9 years ago when I did my very first Kickstarter, and I raised the support of just a few hundred people who regularly listened to or took in my content, and we raised just a very little bit of money compared to this. If the Kickstarter would grow over the years and turn into this, I would have thought you were completely crazy. Just completely insane to think about this kind of success and what we can do with it that I really, really care about. I'm a mission-driven person when it comes to astrology, as you all know. And I just want to thank you all for trusting me to use this kind of resource in the right way for the right reasons, to build something that's beneficial and gives back to the community, as well as supporting my staff and obviously supporting myself and my business. So just thank you. Thank you, everybody, for listening. All of the new subscribers that we've gotten in the last few months and in the last year. It's just wonderful to be able to serve all of you with astrology content, and I look forward to doing so in the year ahead, 5 days a week. So that's the mission. We'll stick to it and hopefully give you guys new, fresh, exciting content year round. And I look forward to reading all of your stories and doing more grabbed episodes. I'm going to be doing a grabbed episode next week as a reflection on your biggest transits of 2022 that you wrote into me about. Some wonderful stories to share with you guys on that. So yeah, just again, just a huge thank you. Our backer total last year was 1,607 backers, and so we went 160 or something better than that, which is awesome. And we went, I guess, let's see, about $56,000 better than we did last year as well. So it was a big step up, and we're going to put those funds to really good use this year. So. Before I go on, I just want to give you guys a sense of what's happening this week. This week is one of my busiest and most insane weeks of the year because what we're doing this week is essentially delivering all of the Kickstarter rewards to all of you. And then because I make content during the Kickstarter season, basically within 24 hours of every day so that my updates, I can really have my finger on the pulse of the Kickstarter. Usually I'm creating my content about a week in advance. And so what I'm doing this week is just taking a week to get all of the Kickstarter rewards fulfilled and then get back on my 1 week out schedule. So you guys are going to have a break from content this week. And in what I'll be doing behind the scenes is fulfilling Kickstarter rewards and getting all of the next week's content created so that I can get back in my creator rhythm of being about a week out, which is really when I'm at my best in terms of content creation. So you have a little bit of a break in the action this week for the rest of the week. You'll probably all need it after all of the live streams and everything we did here at the end of the year. We can all take a little astrology breather for Monday through Friday this week, and we'll be back at it again Monday through Friday next week, and then we'll be on it for the rest of the year. So that's kind of what's happening in terms of content creation. I'm getting caught up this week and we're getting Kickstarter rewards rolling out for everybody. So just in case you wonder why there isn't content on the channel this week, that's why. Then what I want to say is some announcements for people who donated, and just before I go into reward fulfillment, I want to remind you guys of what we're able to do because of the success of the Kickstarter. So what does it mean that we, raised this amount of money and got this amount of support? The basic things are that, whoops, here we go. Number one is I can support my staff for 2023. I the Kickstarter funds are primarily how I afford to have a support staff that allows me enough time Monday through Fridays to be able to be a content creator, in addition to running a school and teaching, upwards of, 4, 5, 6 programs year round at the same time, because I have to develop curriculum and be on top of things with students and the whole school in order to be a content creator for everyone 5 days a week. On YouTube, I also need a staff of support to help me. And so the Kickstarter, one of the things that we do with the Kickstarter is I'm able to pay my staff from that portion of my business income. So it's kind of like, the Kickstarter helps me be able to afford a staff that can give me the time I need Monday through Fridays. So they're helping me do a whole bunch of stuff that I would otherwise have to do so that I can create content. So that, and also in addition to actually producing the content. So you guys, your support helps with that and makes this channel possible in that sense. Number 2 is that obviously I support myself and my family. I've got to earn a living. And so, part of what you're doing is you're saying, hey, thank you for what you create, and we're going to support you in your work. So this is obviously part of how I earn my living, and I thank you for that. And I hope that the content will live up to, in 2023, will live up to the support you've given me, and I'm going to try my best to keep delivering at a very high standard. And you can know that the same kind of process goes into the content creation every day, that I'm getting my mind and body right, that I'm spending time in spirit, that I'm reading and always learning, and that I'm trying to pour my heart and soul into the content creation. So when you support the channel, that's my promise to you, is that I'll be doing that again in 2023. Number 3 is that because the Kickstarter does so well, we can continue to offer need-based tuition for all of our programs. So the nice thing is that when you're trying to set, goals financially as a business, and one of your sources of revenue is readings, and one of them is classes, and then the other one is the Kickstarter. If the Kickstarter does well, it means the bottom line of what our numbers are trying to achieve in our programs goes down. So then we can offer really affordable rates. So someone who's on a fixed income because of disability that needs to pay $20 a month to take a class can do so. And we don't have to have sort of like a bottom line financially in our classes, which allows us to open up so many need-based tuition spots, and then allow for the astrological education to be more accessible for more people. So because the Kickstarter does so well, we can be generous in this other area. We don't have to have like a bottom line in that sense. So thank you for that. And thank you. I'm sure there are so many people out there who benefit from the need-based tuition that are also thankful. I've gotten a lot of DMs from people saying, hey, thanks. Studying astrology has been my dream. I never would have been able to afford it except for the donation-based rates. And so, thanks to everyone for making that possible. It's a community effort that makes this such a an open platform. So thank you guys. And then finally, the biggest goal that we achieved is we will be able to establish an affordable reading service by the end of the year that will do 2 things. It will allow students to get paid experience as readers. And developing that experience, getting your name out there, building confidence, that's hugely important for talented young astrologers any age, but talented astrologers who are just coming out of a period of intensive study that need hands-on experience. And it's not like there's a lot of places out there where you can apply for an entry astrology job. So that's what we're creating to benefit talented students. But on the other end, this will also offer an ability for people who couldn't afford a reading, or who need a reading from a practitioner that's not a year out. Like I'm booked a year out, and a lot of good astrologers, or just one person, are going to be booked for a very long time out. So this will allow people who need a service more immediately or more urgently to get one. It will also allow people who need a lower price point to have something that's more accessible. And it will give students in my programs who are very gifted the ability to start building their name in their career, which we need more of in astrology. So we're going to use a significant amount of the capital from the Kickstarter to pour into this project. And obviously, because when you build things for your business through the Kickstarter, within certain parameters, you can write portions of it off in your taxes, which will also help us get something off the ground in a way that's not going to make it necessary to pay a lot of extra taxes. And that's really good for me, since this service is not going to be something that's making me any money. It's going to be something that is benefiting the readers and the clients. So anyway, I like to try to be transparent and just explain like what we're doing and how we're doing it, so that people have an understanding. Thank you guys again for supporting this project. Because you supported it, we're able to do all of these wonderful things. And I really look forward to updating you throughout the year about how the affordable reading service is developing. And people will certainly have questions about it. We didn't even know, how quickly we were going to be able to do it, depended on how well the Kickstarter went off. We knew that if we got past our backer total last year and we're in the same ballpark of what we raised last year, that we would be able to do it. Well, we went far beyond that. So it's a guarantee we'll be able to get it done. Now it's just a matter of putting it all together, and that'll take a little time. So just be patient in terms of when and how we release more information about it. It'll start developing as the year goes, as 2023 goes on here. So the last thing that I have to say are a couple of things about rewards. But before that, there are right now, I'm just looking at the backer report. There's a significant group of backers who had their cards declined. So we have, for example, 95 errored backers still. So that means that there are 95 people who, when Kickstarter went to run your credit card this morning, your card was declined. The most likely reason for that, like 99% of the time, is because your bank was like, what's this? Or you bought a class pass, which is a larger amount. And so they flagged it because it was a large amount, maybe coming from Kickstarter. They thought it was suspicious or something. So what you have to do is you need to call, if you got, you want to check in to Kickstarter and make sure your payment went through. We emailed everyone who didn't. So check your spam folder or check your email. And, if you didn't get one, then you're fine. But if you did get an email, Kickstarter should have sent you one, and we sent you one just saying, hey, your card was declined. Call your bank, tell them that it's, the transaction is fine. And then Kickstarter will try to reprocess your payment throughout the week. We ask that people try to take care of that right away, because Kickstarter does not process, or Kickstarter does not distribute our funds until all of the failed backers are resolved or canceled. And that can take a couple of weeks if people aren't following up with their bank or Kickstarter to let them know what's going on. So we just ask that people do that as soon as you can, and we appreciate that, and understand, things happen. It's, if it doesn't work out, that's fine. So, and then finally with rewards, we have some announcements here. So I need to explain to you guys how rewards are delivered, and I'm trying to do that. We email through the Kickstarter to let everyone know how it works, but I want to let people know in one place, as here on the YouTube channel as well, because we get so many emails, and then I can just refer people back to the video and say, look, I explained it all there. So we have a bunch of different tiers. Let me try to explain the reward tiers to you. So we have the Astrology of 2023 calendar. We will be distributing that this week, the first week of January. You're going to watch for an email through Kickstarter explaining to you how to download that calendar. The Astrology of 2023 video, we will be sending out a link for you to download that audio video through. Make sure you pay attention to messages from Kickstarter this week. They'll be all sent to the email that you provided Kickstarter with. The Soul of Ancient Astrology talk, we will be also distributing with an email download link through Kickstarter this week. Year Ahead Horoscope reading. I have emailed everyone in that group through Kickstarter and asked you to email us back through Kickstarter. Don't email us separately. Email us through the Kickstarter messaging, because that's where we keep track of it all. And tell me your name, first and last name, and which sign you would like to hear the talk for. You can pick one. So if you're, for me, it would be Adam Elenbaas, Taurus rising. That's how I would respond. So you're going to give your first name, last name, and then if you want Aries sun or Aries rising, you just tell us which sign you want the talk for, and then we will email that to you with a download link, again, through Kickstarter, and that'll go to the email that you provided Kickstarter with when you donated. Mystical Nodes of the Moon, we will be emailing you a download link this week through Kickstarter, and that'll go to the email that you provided Kickstarter with. The Saturn You Don't Know video will also be sent out this week. with a link to download through Kickstarter and to the email that you provided Kickstarter with. The secret meaning of the houses video, same thing. That'll go through Kickstarter to the email address you provided Kickstarter with the download link. The Oracle Speaks, an exclusive podcast series, does not begin until the fall. We have everyone's email address that you provided Kickstarter with on a list. We will be emailing you in the fall when the series begins with instructions for how to download, listen, or watch that series as it is released privately to the people who purchased it. 3 horary questions. I will be emailing you instructions for how to redeem those. The instructions on how to redeem those will come through Kickstarter. The gist of it is that you can ask 3 horary questions whenever you want throughout 2023. But you have to do so before the end of the year. You have 1 year within which to redeem those. You have to send the questions only one at a time, and you need to make sure you take time to meditate on the question before formulating it. And I'll give you some instructions for what is considered a horary question and what isn't. So pay attention to your email. Again, the email will come through Kickstarter, and it'll be to the email address you provided Kickstarter with. The 2023 year ahead mini readings I will be recording throughout the month of January and releasing as I go through the list. You will receive an email link to the reading through Kickstarter, and the email address you'll be sent to will be the one you provided Kickstarter with. You also will have received an email from me asking to email us your time, date, and location of birth. I can't do your reading until you email us back with that information. Please email it to us through Kickstarter. The Roots and Spheres classes, the Masterclass series, or any of the class packages, we will also be sending out instructions for how to redeem. So pay attention. This week, we'll be sending out instructions for how you can redeem those class passes. You can redeem them anytime. They are transferable if you wanted to give one to someone. And we will give you instructions for how exactly to sign up for the programs that you want to. They don't expire, so you can use them whenever you want. You can transfer them if you end up deciding you want to take 3 for yourself, but gift 1 to a friend or whatever. So we'll give you instructions for all of that through email. Now, again, last but not least, any correspondences that you have about your rewards or your donation, we ask that you email us through Kickstarter rather than emailing us separately, because it's really hard to track the information through separate emails and through the Kickstarter messaging. So if you email us through the Kickstarter messaging, then we have all the data in one place, and that's a lot easier for us. All right. Well, that kind of explains everything. Again, I just can't thank you all enough for how much support you poured out. It's a great responsibility to be a steward of your generosity. We will continue to build good programs, quality, soulful, spiritually focused astrology content, hopefully fun as well. As one of my resolutions for 2023 is to keep having more joy and fun with the work that I'm doing, which as a Capricorn moon is sometimes, I'm good with the discipline part. The fun has been working its way in more and more. And so I look forward to having more fun with you guys in the year ahead with the content that we're creating. We promise to keep making great classes and providing affordable options for people to join us. And we just thank you all from me, my family, my team for the outpouring of love again and support. And I can't wait to this week, as we're having a little bit of a week off, I'm creating content for next week and getting back into the flow. And so be patient with us as we kind of get the wheels turning here in 2023 all over again. And hope you guys enjoy a wonderful start to your new year. Thank you so much, everyone. We'll see you again soon. Bye.